The Amazing Spider-Man issue 38 sees Jonah get ready to enter his new workplace, going over in his head what he's going to do and trying to calm his nerves. Suddenly a man on a scooter almost hits him, so Jonah yells at the man. Nora soon arrives, noting that Jonah has met Jorge, the company's algorithm specialist. Jonah calls him a menace, but Nora tells him to trust her since this is all going to be quite the culture shock for him. She takes him inside and shows him TNM, Threats and Menaces. Jonah is shocked at the amount of pierced individuals in the room, learning that they are all freelancers who work for little to no money, just like how Jonah would treat his freelancers like Peter back in the day at the Bugle. After accidentally drinking a fancy coffee that he immediately spits out onto Jorge, Jonah says that he can't work with any of these people since they are not real news people. Nora tries to defend today's writers, but Jonah knows that today's writers are soft and self-obsessed and he needs them to be hard-edged. Nora gets Kayla to show Jonah what she's working on, revealing that she's writing a fake news story about Captain America still being involved with Hydra. Jonah knows that that's not real, and Nora says that it isn't. She's just repurposing materials, and it gets clicks, beginning the cycle between Cap haters and Cap lovers, all driving traffic to their site. And that's just the beginning, as Jonah finds that all the reporters are writing clickbait fake articles to trick people. Nora doesn't think that these are soft reporters and that they are an army and they don't take prisoners. And they all learned it from watching Jonah, since he's the one who really blazed a trail when it comes to clickbait news. Nora's phone begins buzzing and she tells Jonah to look at the live stream from downtown, which shows that Spider-Man has seemingly robbed a bank. Peter, meanwhile, has indeed robbed a bank, and there's a good reason for it, as Jonah can't believe this and there has to be some type of explanation for it. Nora tells Jonah to take this as a win, but Jonah intends to prove this isn't real, stealing Jorge's scooter and heading into downtown to do some old-fashioned news reporting. Spider-Man meanwhile contacts Teresa, who won't be able to clear his name in this since this mission needs to be top secret. Peter knows that he stole a lockbox from the bank since it is tied to Chameleon's cellars and holds a special adaptive counterfeit currency. Peter is soon chased by a group called Pluto, a group of Magia bankers who want the lockbox back. Silver Sable meanwhile continues her physiotherapy, pushing herself and the Infinity Formula coursing through her veins. Foreigner helps her back to bed, telling her not to push herself too hard, but Sable knows she needs to do it for her people. Foreigner tells her that he needs to leave, since he has a vital mission, and he lets Sable rest, telling her that every moment he's away from her is agony. Suiting up, Foreigner attends a party thrown by Chance, who welcomes him to the Palace, a cloaked and undetectable casino floating above New York. Chance takes Foreigner around the club, showcasing the type of clientele they cater to as well as the gambling they offer. He knows Foreigner wants something else and reveals the Sports Book, a system that hacks into different surveillance systems around the galaxy and gives them a live feed of superhuman conflicts raging everywhere, which clients can then bet on. Chance knows that someone as experienced as Foreigner might want to start with something he knows, pointing out Spider-Man is on the run from the Magia, but Foreigner isn't really interested since he respects Spider-Man's abilities too much to put a bet on the Magia goons. Chance understands that most of the time the superheroes emerge victorious, but he says there's more than meets the eye here and he can place bets on more than just the outcome, things like the battle duration, collateral damage, and much more. Foreigner gives in, putting $10 million on the unders for the duration of the battle. Chance deploys his drones and reveals it's to keep things interesting as Spider-Man is caught off guard by them, causing him to be thrown to the ground, where a Magia goon fires a rocket at him. Luckily, Jonah arrives on his scooter, grabbing Peter and pulling him away from the explosion. Peter defends Jonah from one of the thugs, demanding to know why he is there, but Jonah just asks why he was robbing a bank. Peter says that he will explain, but Jonah is angry he wouldn't even bother to let him know about it. He says they were meant to be a team and he was Spider-Man's guy in the chair. Peter knows that Jonah is right, and he knows that he hasn't been great with the follow-up since revealing his identity to the man. Peter reveals to him that this is all a secret S.H.I.E.L.D. mission and he's trying to take down Chameleon, who stole a bunch of S.H.I.E.L.D. tech, and he's helping to get them back, with the bank being a front to Pluto. Jonah knows that this all makes sense now as Peter tells him to get out of the area, since he's got to deal with the arriving thugs and drones. Foreigner watches on, hoping Spider-Man will come out on top, and as Spider-Man fights the thugs, Chance begins counting down, and soon Spider-Man doesn't defeat them fast enough, leading to Chance winning the $10 million from Foreigner. Peter meanwhile calls into Teresa, telling her about the fight, but his sister says that he was meant to be doing this discreetly. She sends him a link to the phone which shows that Jonah has posted a story about Spider-Man saving everyone from a S.H.I.E.L.D. cover-up. Peter knows that Jonah is now worse than when they were enemies, since now he's trying to help him, as Jonah knows he saved the day. The Amazing Spider-Man issue 38 brilliantly continued Jameson's story with a really funny meta-commentary on today's journalists and how clickbait articles and fake news articles are all the rage in this social media age. It's been great seeing Jonah and Peter interact now that Jonah is aware of Peter's secret, and I enjoy he's trying to help in the only way he knows how, which is sensationalist articles that now, instead of painting Spider-Man as a menace, that they try and make him look a bit more heroic, but it still has that same disastrous result. I'm looking forward to seeing more of their relationship and how it will evolve over the course of this arc and what it will mean for them once this arc is finished. I'm going to give this issue a 9 out of 10.